Michael, what does Ellie do to get ready for bed?
I take out my bedroll. It's, as everyone expects, it's filled with leaves, filled with various plants.
I see.
It's like
It looks kind of moss.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a bed of moss. It's just various plants that I have like collected throughout our like travels. And it just reminds me of back when I lived at Hillock and would just spend the days just like lying in the forest, like just hanging out, like speaking with like the spirits. So like my tent setup is always is very simple. I very rarely sleep in a tent. I just sleep in a bag out in the stars.
Yeah, so you lie down, settle into the grass bedding, and you look up and you see this big just tapestry of stars stretching across the sky. Here you see different constellations, and there's that kind of like different colors in the sky.
Aurora things?
No, it's like the different gases in the sky that make the kind of like blues and purples, and it's you can see them in space, and you can also see them in the Feywild. And so you look at that and just bask in the beauty of the Feywild, and you try to settle down, and you hear a soft crying as baby Moz is not happy. She's upset over something, and poor Jinta is just shaking. It's rocking her in different ways, trying to get her to calm down, and it's just not working.
Here, can I help them out a little bit?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. After many a times seeing Luna being able to help people through her casting, and I'm like, don't worry, you got this, and I'm gonna put my hand on their back and I'm going to cast guidance.
Aw. Yay. Okay. Alright, yeah, so you see Jinta, the magic goes and coalesces around your hand and it sinks into Jinta's form.
Add a d4.
Alright, roll. Okay. So, at first Jinta was rocking too much. Really jittery. And then she was rocking too little. And then there wasn't enough bounce, so with the guidance in mind, she's able to go right in the middle and get a nice, just right motion for baby Moss to settle. And after that, things are quiet again. And you hear, the animals and bugs making their nighttime noises, like your equivalent of crickets here. And, is there anyone else that you want to talk to?
Party.
No, not really, no.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. So we'll just have you, settle and sleep. Trans. So you lie peacefully down and begin your trance. But then, during the middle of your trance, you wake up because you feel something on your back. And you wake up and you find this array of nuts and berries, and they've all been wrapped in like leaves and twine and made to look like little gifts. And you notice that your the thinner strands of leaf hair you have been braided.
These plants weren't in my bedroll. I look through the plants that's actually in my bedroll, and I look at the plants that's like underneath my bedroll. I'm like, those aren't mine.
No, they're not.
Would you leave this here?
Make a wisdom check.
Just general wisdom?
Yeah, just general wisdom.
Oh, that's good. That's a 21.
Okay, great. Yeah, you focus into the area, and You feel... This is more with, like, your inner eye, so to speak, that you see with the forest. You look and you see within, like, the trees and leaves and vines and branches, there are little faces that appear. And they call to you saying, "We recognize you as the heir of spring."
The heir of spring?
Yep, they said the heir of spring.
So you know me, but I don't know you.
Of course we know you. There aren't very many heirs of spring, are there?
But I've never been in the Feywild. I was born in the material plane.
Huh. That's strange. Why are you born there? Yeah, no one's born there. No one interesting is born there anyway. Maybe she's special because she wasn't born there. Oh. Maybe she was born there because she's the heir of spring.
What does that mean, heir of spring? Is it because... And I kind of stroke my hair. Are you talking about because of what I am? And I kind of draw the silhouette of my ears and stroke my hair, like the very obvious Eladrin parts of me.
Did you hear that? She doesn't know who she is. She doesn't know. How funny it is to not know oneself. Haven't you spoken to yourself before? Aren't you the person that you spend the most time with?
And yeah, at that moment I reflect back in that, I would say Ellie actually hasn't. She's a social person, but she's always very outward. She's never very inward. I guess I haven't... Well, how do you talk to yourself? I mean, that's kind of weird. What would you even say to yourself?
I guess I'd say anything I'd want at all. Because then maybe I'd get to know me. I'd ask myself the most absurd questions. They chitter and giggle. Well, I suppose it didn't matter. Just follow your guardians. So your spirit friends, all except Arturo, appear to have a physical form, but you hadn't really noticed because they didn't appear apart from being see-through the light things. So you really have to look at them to notice. But here they take on a physical form. And sorry if I bring continuity here, but after doing more research on fairy lore, it made sense to me to have the forest spirits that Ellie has actually be a type of fairy. So here they manifest as true fairies.
No, I think you're good. I don't think we've ever really described what they look like outside of just globules of light, yeah.
Pip says, "Yeah, we're your guardians. Your mom told us to protect you and guide you on your journey. But she didn't give us a lot of instructions."
Yeah, nope, she really didn't. No, I don't
Really?
remember any.
My mom?
Yeah, yep.
Uh-huh.
Then you... Who is she?
Oh, she's the most wonderful person. Oh, she made us. Yeah, she's great. We like her a lot. But she didn't want us to tell you who she was because she didn't feel like you'd be ready.
Till I'm ready for what? Does this have to do with Ulumes?
Yeah. He's supposed to teach you, I don't remember. It's been a long time.
So it wasn't you that was sending me, it was my mom?
Well, we were sent also by your mom. She gave us instructions to guide you to Ulumes when you were old enough. Because I think she wanted you to have a fun childhood. And not worry about it so much until you had to.
Well, it's so great to finally... I mean, I feel like we talk all the time, but it's so great to hear you, and I try to hold their little hands.
Oh, they all of them reach for you.
Yeah.
They are very happy to have a subject change, and they will whirl around you and giggle and poke at the flowers in your hair, and then also just erupt into, "Yeah, me too. We're so glad. And, we can actually touch and interfere and talk, and that gives my voice."
Yeah, no, I guess I'm just hanging out and just talking with them because now they actually have physical forms. I think
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're excited. You're
I
excited.
think what Ellie would be doing is having a fairy tea party and taking little flowers as cups
Aww.
and just offering it to them.
That's really cute. Yeah, okay. So you bring them little, like, buds for cups and have little leaves for saucers.
I mean, I know we did this when I was like younger, but now we can actually do it because now you have hands.
Oh, yeah, we do. And they talk amongst themselves about how they do, in fact, have hands now. And then they hold their cups aloft and fly over to a mushroom to go and use as a table. They excitedly chat with you and talk about stuff they've always wanted to say, and now they actually have, like, you know, mouths and words to say it with. And then Deirdre approaches you and she says, I got some letters for you, lassie. About 17 of them.
From who?
Well, a certain young arcanic boy comes to mind.
I instantly go red. Kenny was writing? But I don't have a house.
Well, that's why he was sending them to me.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, and from what I heard, takes a pretty coin to sneak it across borders and get it to cross over to my house all the way over in the matriarchy, undetected. So, you did that 17 times, so I'd say you ought to write the poor boy back. No, he writes pretty dense letters as she holds one, like, envelope aloft.
Oh.
Read it, leave him on read. No, don't do that. Not for any malice, just
like
forgetfulness.
you know, like in Messenger where it says, has seen message. Nothing.
He doesn't even get that, so he's like, are these getting anywhere? Some of the letters are, I don't even know if you're getting these. I'm not getting any of them returned.
So what I do is I cast dancing lights, but I just imagine that like my spirit friends who have a little bit more of a corporeal form just kind of light up just like a little bit more than they usually do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do.
And I'm just gonna lie down, like, you know, just like on my belly, my legs kicked up over my head, very classic sleepover style, and I'm just gonna read the letters.
Okay. Well, there's plenty.
Oh my!
Yeah, here's
Excellent.
the file. There's 17. There's more.
Progressively.
This
I mean,
the
he's been
perks of being
writing
married to the DM. You get handwritten letters 17 times.
Gosh, I get handwritten letters from my pretend boyfriend from my real wife.
I mean, it's the best of both worlds. So he has plenty. I mean, how many do you want me to read?
Just so we don't take up too much time, maybe read like one of them. Yeah.
I would just do one.
And then I'm just gonna be sitting
Or
here
the first
oohing
and the
and
last.
eyeing.
And then just send the rest to him, and he'll be like,
Yeah, I'm just gonna be oohing and eyeing during everyone else's scenes.
yeah.
I mean, okay. I mean, they're pretty short, so I'll read more than one.
Gosh, Tiffany, you're making me blush.
Here's a recent one. Dear Miss Ellie, I hope you're in good health and are safe. The verdict is in. We're being demoted and assigned grunt work till things clear. One government guy, not sure who, wanted to hand us over to the Drow. Emperor Artius refused and countered that, given the circumstances, we did very well. But the other branches wouldn't hear it. We made a mess and someone else has to be blamed for it. Eventually they settled on demoting us and returning some POWs to appease the matriarchs. Demotion means I'll have to pass a few exams again. I think it worked out pretty well as given how embarrassing the whole ordeal was. Captured, exposed, paraded, chased from the city, caught, and one of our allies fell. We caused an international scandal. Farius is quietly furious in his own way. As for me, I plan to return to Mom and tell her the situation. Anxious to hear back, Canaris.
So, those of you who don't remember, or actually just weren't even here, this is a reference to the Toral arc, where the party at the time, that consisted of Adlana, Charina, Elendriel, Kayanthi, and Luna, encountered Canaris, Varius, and Narte within Toral. They were undercover. Canaris was captured by the Worm Rachel and then rescued by the party, and then the three of them fled with the remainder of the party, resulting in Tarina's death. And this is the aftermath back at home for him.
Oh wait, can you pause just really quick? I need the power cable.
What it looks like in game is that Ellie is reading, and then like she accidentally like drops the letters like as she's like flipping the page.
Yeah, as she's reading, there's just this big gust of wind that goes by and just shoves all the papers into the air, and she's just going no, and she tries to reach for them and collect them all.
Buffering.
Here's another letter. Dearest Ellie, I often think of you when the moon rises, and I often think of you when the moons rise and drift in the sky, and wonder if we are looking at the same moons. My remedial classes are boring, but it doesn't hurt to brush up on the procedures and laws. Varius has already passed the written exam and is training for the stamina test, which is kind of funny since his stamina is pretty low. He just knows how to do things without exerting very many energy. His comment's bad. That's why. But I do get to run with him in the evenings and hold out a little for him to keep up. Another thing we've been doing together is going to the archery range. Varius takes his son down a few times at Trine, and I come to brush up on archery. It's honestly not my strongest suit. I wish I could see you, or that my feels could reach you. Canaris Bluba. Here's another one. Dear Miss Ellie, I send my affection to you and hope that you are in good health. I haven't heard anything back, but I hope to hear soon. I've settled back into a new routine. I stay in the Deliba clan barracks in the eastern part of the city. My mother wakes around the same time. Together we go hunting on our animal farms to feed both hungers and then return home. Mother's form was a white dog. She had a white dog growing up and became attached to it. The animal I bonded to was obviously also a white dog. His name was Sparks, and after the sparks that came from my mother's workshops, Sparkshop wasn't afraid of the sparks. It actually kind of a bit of a problem since he tried to eat them. Sparks was adopted by my mom when I was young, but being long-lived makes some experiences bittersweet. Sparks was laid to rest under the trees back where he liked to sunbathe. Sparks was a good boy. We have another dog now. Her name is Roro. She's a retired hunting dog from the Deliba clan, but technically, that the Deliba clan technically owns. But her hunting days are over, and she lies out in the sun while Mom works out inside the shaded windows. The rest of my days consist of remedial training and labor. The clan was embarrassed by my almost causing a war between the Arcanic Empire and the Drow Matriarchy, so I have been assigned a lot of manual labor and cleaning duty. My cousins keep teasing me about it. I hope to hear from you soon. Canaris. Next up, Kayanthi.
Hello, this is Tiffany, your DM. Thank you so much for listening to Dungeon Damsels. We really appreciate all your support. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. That really helps us out. And if you're interested, we also have a Patreon as well as a podcast version of our show. You can find it on Spotify, TuneIn, Podcast, Podbean, and pretty much anywhere where podcasts are. Thank you again so much, and we hope to hear from you soon.